Welcome to American Reader's Digest. I'm your host, Barry. The story we're using tonight is titled Out of the Water, and you can tell from the poster, it's not going to be an easy story. 欢迎各位来到今晚的美版读者文摘，我是主持人 Barry。今天我们要分享的这个故事呢，标题叫做 Out of the Water。We're going to cover the first part. 今晚我们会讲它的第一个部分。从这个海报和这个封面，大家也能看得出来，这个故事啊，一定不是一个很容易的故事啊，可能会让你心跳加速、心潮澎湃，甚至是产生一丝畏惧。Well, if you read the bottom corner, the right corner at the bottom, it says a horrific shark attack nearly kills a swimmer. 90 minutes later, it happens again. 一场非常可怕的鲨鱼袭击，差一点就要了一位游泳者的命。90分钟之后呢，它又一次发生了。Let me tell you once again, all the stories that I share here on my program are all real stories, people's life experience. 在这里呢，讲的所有故事和所有的这些经历，全都是当事人的真实经历。If you actually follow me on my WeChat official account, which is 猫叔英语, then you can actually watch the news report by NBC regarding this incident. 如果大家呢是也关注了 Barry 的这个微信的公众号叫做猫叔英语的话呢，你可以在这个公众号里面看到我们这篇文章，它在真实世界当中，这个 NBC 美国广播公司对它的报道在我的这个里面已经 po 出来了，所以大家可以看一下，这是一个发生的真实事件。All right, so let's find out what this is. 我们来看看到底发生了什么。A bright blue sky stretched across Florida's Watersound Beach, a private stretch of sand in the Panhandle accessible only to one nearby community. It was June 7th, 2024, and a scores of sunbathers splayed on towels or under beach tents. The two sandbars off the shore, at 30 and 60 yards out, were dotted with body surfers and swimmers. Among them were Elizabeth Foley, on vacation from Virginia with her husband, Ryan Foley, and their three children, Dominic, 13, Lila, 15, and Laurel, 17, who splashed happily in the shallow waters of the first sandbar. Keith Harrison, a neuropathologist from Alabama, was also at the first sandbar with his two sons, aged 9 and 12, body surfing the short waves. They were at the tail end of the week-long family trip, and for the first few days, the water had been a little murky, but on Friday, it was crystalline, and they planned to enjoy it. Then came the screams. Dr. Harrison at the first thought the screams were from kids playing, but as he turned toward the commotion, he saw a plume of blood spreading in the water. He left his kids with his wife and ran toward it. As he arrived, he saw Elizabeth Foley emerging from the water. Her hand and half of her left forearm were missing. Flesh from her buttocks hung in ribbons, and blood poured from her pelvis. All right, that's pretty scary scenery there. 这是非常恐怖的景象哈。Okay, let's see. A bright blue sky stretched across Florida's Watersound Beach. 这里大家看这个描写 ，bright blue sky stretch across 这个非常明亮的这样的蓝天 ，stretch across 这 stretch 呢是延伸、延展、穿越了整个佛罗里达的这个 Watersound Beach 整个海滩。那你看这句话，如果我们自己来描写的话，很可能写成说 It's such a sunny day. People are enjoying the blue sky and the sun, right? 那这个讲法跟这个句子比起来，它就显得描写的部分地道得多，给人的画面感呢也有动态感。因为 stretch 这个单词延展、延伸本身就有一定的动态，所以大家在写作的时候可以尝试使用一下。A private stretch of sand in the Panhandle, accessible only to one nearby community. Private means this is not open to everybody. It's not a public beach. It's a private beach. Stretch of sand is describing the beach. Stretch, again, means extension of any kind of a land or area, both physical and in the figure of speech. 这个 stretch 呢，我刚刚有讲过是延伸延展的意思，在这里呢指的就是海滩，这个私人的海滩，它用的是 stretch of sand， 就是沙滩的延展。我刚刚说这个 stretch 啊，它可以指任何物理层面上的延展，比如土地，比如区域的延展。那同样呢，它也可以表示比喻意义上的延展啊，比方说，running 10 miles is okay for me, but running 20 miles is a stretch。就是可能跑10英里对我来说是 OK 的，但跑20英里呢，对我来说是一个 stretch。这就是比喻上的 stretch。Means I extended my ability. Maybe it goes beyond my capability, right? It's a stretch. 所以可以通常这么来使用。OK， 所以它这是一个海滩 ，and in the panhandle, accessible only to one nearby community. Panhandle， 这个从字面意思来讲呢，是平底锅的锅把 panhandle。Now, let me tell you this. Panhandle can appear in many situations in America because, if you look at the map of the United States of America, many states, the border of many states are very regular. They're like rectangles, right? There are few states that their territory, the border line, looks like a pen. So if you happen to live in that panhandle area, that area is called a panhandle.Or any sort of a land that's shaped like a pen, and there's a panhandle area, is also called a panhandle. 这个边的 panhandle 呢，它表示就是大家如果看美国地图的话，会发现美国很多州啊，它的州的边界比较平整，很多好像都是长方形的那种感觉，对吧？那有的州呢，比方说 Barry 的那个 Oklahoma， 俄克拉马州，大家如果有兴趣看一下俄克拉马州的这个州的这个轮廓，就像一个菜刀，也像一个平底锅。然后呢，它有一个很窄的一个边，就像那个锅把一样，那个地方呢叫做 panhandle。所以在英文里面说 I'm from the panhandle of a state or I'm from the panhandle of this area， 我来自于这个地区的 panhandle， 就是来自于这个地区比较窄的一个区域，叫做 panhandle， 这么理解哈。所以它这个海滩呢，它位于一个这样锅把区域的一个地方 ，accessible only to one nearby community， 那只对附近的一个社区开放，也就是说 it's a private beach。It was June 7, 2024, and scores of sunbathers splayed on towels or under beach tents. Scores of is a good phrase. Next time, if you want to say a lot of, lots of, and you want to switch to another phrase, this will be your choice. 所以下次大家在使用说讲很多很多，除了可以讲 lots of 或者是 a lot of 或者 many 之外呢，你可以用这个词叫 scores of， 它表示的意思是一样的 ，means a lot 很多。注意后面只能跟可数名词哈。So scores of sunbathers 就是晒日光浴的人。Splayed on towels or under beach tents. Splayed means you kind of open up yourself. You split your arms and legs, right? Completely. That's splayed. Splayed 就是把什么东西展开、打开的意思，叫 splayed。所以大家可以想象一下，那些晒日光浴的人，为了能够晒到比较均匀或者晒全面一点，就是四仰八叉的趴在那个毯子上面，对吧？那个浴巾上面。所以这里说 scores of sunbathers splayed on towels or under beach tents， 或者有的呢待在这个沙滩的这个帐篷底下。The two sandbars off its shore at 30 and 60 yards out， 在离海岸线30到60码的地方呢，还有两个浅滩。这个 sandbars 可以表示浅滩的意思。Or dotted with body servers and swimmers， 这个词用得很好，叫做 dotted。大家知道 dot 意思是点 ，uses a verb that means things that spread around like you put lots of dots on a surface。用到动词的时候呢，就是我们说的分布就是那种星罗棋布，大家知道这个词吧？就好像你在一个大片区域上用笔在上面点了很多个点，就它们的分布比较分散一点 ，dotted。就分布成一点一点的，所以他说在这个区域当中呢，还有很多的什么 body servers and swimmers. Body server, what about that? You guys probably know what serving is. 冲浪 you need a surfboard. 你要一个冲浪板 right? But body servers don't need the board. They use their body to surf. 所以这个身体冲浪者呢，他不是用冲浪板来冲浪的，他直接用身体来当这个冲浪的载具。对的。所以大家有兴趣的话，可以网上搜一下body server， 可以看一些视频，就知道说，在不依靠冲浪板的情况下，只靠身体也能冲浪， 非常厉害 ，body surface and swimmers of course， 还有游泳者。Among them were Elizabeth Foley on vacation from Virginia with her husband Ryan Foley。这位女士呢叫做 Elizabeth 伊丽莎白 Foley， 她和她的老公还有她的3个孩子从弗吉尼亚来到了佛罗里达，来这儿度假。And their 3 children, Dominic 13, Lila 15, and Laurel 17， 3个孩子分别13、15、17岁大 ，who splashed happily in the shallow waters。下次大家想表达玩水，说他去干嘛了？他们在玩水，你可以怎么讲？不要讲 play water， 你可以说 they splashed happily in the shallow water。Splash 就是溅起水花那个单词 ，right？ 所以下次讲玩水就是他们快乐的在水里面溅起水花，就是玩水的意思。Okay? The first sandbar, Keith Harrison, a neuropathologist from Alabama, was also at the first sandbar with his 2 sons, aged 9 and 12. 另外一位在附近也在那儿身体冲浪的人呢，叫做 Keith Harrison， 他是一位神经学家neuropathologist， 神经学家也算是医生啊。他从阿拉巴马州来，他呢带着他的2个儿子，分别9岁和12岁，也在这个浅滩那儿做 body surfing。Short wave， 英文当中有2个意思。Short wave, the first meaning of the short wave can be a radio short wave， 就我们说的无线电通讯当中的短波信号，那个短波英文叫 short wave。Now, if we're talking about a literal wave in the ocean, that means not a very big wave. It lasts very short. It's not very big， 就是我们说的比较小一点的浪而且持续时间比较短的，英文叫做 short wave。所以这里指的就是那种比较不是高度很高的浪不是很急的浪，就他们在那儿玩这个身体冲浪。They were at the tail end of the week-long family trip. Tail end means the very end. As we know, the tail is at the back, the very back of our body, or any animal's body. Sorry, not our body. Sorry. 好，这个 tail 呢，大家知道是尾巴，所以他说 You're at the tail end of a week-long family trip. 这个 tail end 就是你在非常非常靠后，就是最后了。因为通常情况下，一个动物它最后的部分就是尾巴，对吧 ？Tail end， 所以 the very end. That's how you say it. Of a week-long family trip. And for the first few days, the water had been a little murky. Murky means, well, you can guess. That means what? Not clear. Means blurry, right? Murky. But, in Chinese, there's a very tricky word that's hard to translate. It's called 朦胧. Now, murky is a good way to translate. Murky. 这朦胧呢，其实在中文里面用的很多，对吧？这个朦胧既可以表示夜色朦胧就是月色朦胧，这个月光呢不是很清楚，对吧？那还有一种是我们说的一种朦朦胧胧的感觉，这个单词都可以用叫 murky。Yes， 所以这个词很好用。所以就是之前呢，这个海滩的这个海岸的水都不太清澈 ，OK， 比较浑浊一点。But on Friday it was crystalline。可是到周五的时候呢，海水变得非常清澈。Crystalline means either transparent or clear， 就是非常清澈或者透明，叫 crystalline。当然，大家还知道另外一个表达叫 crystal clear，right？ 也可以表示这个crystal clear， 像水晶一样清澈，像水晶一样透明。Crystal clear or crystalline, they're exactly the same. Yes. Okay, and then they planned to enjoy it. Then came the screams. 就当他们想要在这儿享受清澈的海水、蓝天的时候，突然 came the screams， 就听到了非常非常惊恐的这个叫喊声。Dr. Harrison at first thought the screams were from kids playing。这个 neuropathologist 就是我们这个 Harrison， 他是个神经学的专家，也是医生这个 Harrison 医生呢，他以为这个喊叫是从孩子们在那玩喊出来的。But as they turned toward the commotion， 这个单词 commotion means when things are happening in a very hectic way, in a very chaotic way. That's commotion. Or the source of a sound or noise. Commotion 呢，大概有2个意思。第一个呢，可以表示说非常喧闹的一个地方，就是这个噪音来源的地方，就是 commotion。另外呢，那个地方有着骚动，就是一群人在那儿不知道干嘛，在那儿不知道干嘛，就是骚动 commotion。所以当他转头看过去这个声音来源的时候呢 ，he saw a plume of blood。这个 plume 是什么东西呢？就是 股，一股什么叫做 a plum of 一股什么东西，所以 a plum of blood spreading in the water 就是一股血啊，就直接在海水里面散开了。大家知道不是一丝血，是一股，所以大家知道这个量就像那个好像海底有一个喷泉喷上来一样，这样的 a plum of water I mean blood spreading in the water. He left his kids with his wife and ran toward it. 于是呢，他很快就留下了他的孩子和他的夫人一起朝着那个地方奔过去。As he arrived, he saw Elizabeth Foley emerging from the water. 他跑到那个时候，看到 Elizabeth Foley 这位伊丽莎白，她呢，浮出了水面 ，emerging from the water. Her hand and half of her left forearm were missing. 这个时候啊，已经受伤非常严重了，她的手以及她左前臂的一半已经没了 ，were missing, gone. 大家可以想象那个画面非常可怕 ，gone. Flesh from her buttocks hung in ribbons. Flesh 是我们说的肉，人的肉呢一般不叫 meat， 叫 flesh 所以我们说血肉英文叫 flesh and blood， 血肉这么讲flesh 这个 flesh from her buttocks 就是我们说的臀部，她臀部的这个肉怎么样 hung in ribbons， 这个就更可怕了当你说什么东西，特别是有时候这个短语其实很多时候用在我们讲一个人的着装上面，比方说 his clothes hung in ribbons， 他的衣服呀挂着是以条条的状态，一条一条的状态挂着的，那意思是什么呢？就是他这个人的衣衫褴褛就破成了块碎布条那种感觉了。但这里讲的不是碎布条，这里讲的是他臀部上的肉已经就是像碎布条一样那么稀碎的挂在那儿，所以大家可以想象那有多严重。The blood poured from her pelvis 意思是盆骨 ，the bone structure at your butt 就是你的盆骨就是 pelvis， 它盆骨这个地方不断的在往外冒血。That's horrible. That's what happens when a shark attack 就是鲨鱼如果袭击你的话呢基本上就是这个结果非常可怕。好，这些单词已经大家讲完了。Now let's invite some of you to get on mic and talk about it. 我们来请大家上麦来聊一聊。Okay, first up is going to be Richard. Hey, Richard.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, Richard. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we're talking about shark attack, and people like to go to beaches, and people like to get close to the nature. Like I said, sometimes we get too close to nature, something bad will happen, and this is one of the examples. My first question for you is, do you like to go to beaches?
If let me see, beaches, of course, I have been to beaches before. But if let me see, does I like it? Well, I can only said maybe just so because at that time I go to beaches is my parents take me to the beaches, but actually it's not beaches. It's island. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a small island, and we live there for 3 days to
Wow.
enjoy the fisher life. It's called the farm happy life. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know. Like a village. You live in a villager's house, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
we leave that island to enjoy that's the locals' life.
Nice. Did you get your feet wet by going into the ocean?
I still remember the life in that island. I feel it's the land is always up and down.
Wow.
It hardly has a plane. Yeah, they hardly has the plane, because if the island is plane, it will be will be covered by the sea. So
oh yes,
that's why it always be up and down. It's always be the plateau. And still, I feel when I live there, it's I go there. I went there. It's at summer, but at the island, it's not very hot. Yeah, it's the summer. In the summer's night, it's very cool.
ah,
And you will feel the sea wind.
wow,
So, and sea breeze. Yeah,
yes,
sea
exactly.
mountain. And still, I feel when we get there, because we we went that island by the ship, and that is my first time to take ship, and and I still remember I went to that island. It's called Long Island, and I asked my parents why it's called Long Island, and he said you see the island you see the island shape is very long,
Ah,
and it's like it's just like the a long uh yeah it's like the rectangle. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
long rectangle.
right. It looks like a loaf
So,
of bread.
but I remember it's in the far away. I saw it's kind of like a rectangle. But when we close, oh, it's so big. Yeah, because when we get very far, I say, oh, it's so small. So this island is just like just like me, I think maybe when we watched at movies, maybe it's just a small island. You can walk to
Right. You
maybe
probably can
just
circle the
down
entire island by walking maybe within 20 minutes, right?
20 minutes,
But when you get
or
close,
1 minute.
it's way bigger
But
than you thought.
when we get there, it's not so small. It's so big, and there the houses and the life the life the daily use the houses is as same as mainland. Yeah, it's not you cannot watch the so different as main island.
Imagine that every day
So
you open up your window, you can see the ocean. Do you like that?
actually, I also asked the locals, "Do you want to live at the island?" And they said, "Oh, if they are not for the tourism, they won't live there."
That's true.
Because
Yeah. So
yeah
for vacation, that's okay. Enjoy the breeze up from the sea, and you see the ocean every day, and then enjoy the slow pace
yeah
life there. It's good for vacation, but to live there as a resident, that is not the good choice for you, right?
yeah because the goods and the materials you need to take it from main island. You and still the electronic and the network. Yeah, it's not as fast as not as available
Of course, yes, yes. The
conventional
shortage of materials and commodities, right? That's the downside of it, right? For sure.
it's not very convenient as mainland.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right. Before you go, one more question. People like to go to beaches or like to get close to nature, but sometimes they ignore or they forget about the danger that they might encounter when they get close to nature. What would be your advice to those people who want to get out there to the wilderness to enjoy some kind of or so-called wildlife? What would be your suggestion?
My suggestion about this is if you want to get close to the wildlife, at first you will keep alert about the thief. Yeah, and you will to you need to guarantee ensure the safety if not, if we cannot, like the a bear. Yeah, do you know? Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's a British documentary and the wildlife, and he always go to no people's island, or go to a jungle, go to the go to a desert. But we know bear is a soldier. Yeah, he has translated. He has trained by the armies, and he knows some the the skills about fake to live. But we are ordinary. We cannot like that person. We cannot just to go to adventure. We don't we go to we no people's island, or no people's mountains. Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Right.
So that means if we want to get close to the nature, the first is safety.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
my.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's great success. Simply put, safety comes first, and you can never be overly prepared. Just make sure that you're safe. Thank you so much. Thanks.
That's very.
All right. Next up is going to be Lillian. Hi, Lillian. Hey, Lillian, are you there? Hello? Okay, Lillian's not here. Okay, let's invite the next guest star, this Dolores. Hey, Dolores.
Hi, Barry.
Hi, Dolores. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming to the show. It's been a
Long time no
while.
see.
Yes, I know. How have you been?
You mean recently, or?
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, I went to Australia, and
Right.
I'm in Sydney, so we have a jet lag about 2 hours. So now it's
Not much of a jet lag.
11:41.
Only 2 hours. So how's Australia? Is it the same as you expected, or it's better or worse?
Better.
Ooh.
I mean, here it is not so crowded in China, and I really like to go to the ocean, just to enjoy the sun bath.
Oh, nice.
There are so many, like how I say.
I know there's a popular beach called Bondi Beach, right?
No, I have never been to the Bondi Beach because it's so crowded.
Oh, okay.
And I just go to some local beaches like Marobra. Do you heard of?
No idea.
Have you heard about this? Yeah.
No.
So
You know what? Those private beaches only open to a certain communities, or only a few people know that beach is actually better than what you call the tourist attraction. Like you said,
yes.
It's too crowded. You go to a quiet and peaceful beach and enjoy yourself and kind of empty out your thoughts there. It's the best location.
Yes, but I don't think in Australia there are private beaches just around, the oceans. Maybe it's just some private swimming pools.
Oh, okay. Right.
So
when I say private beaches in Australia, I mean like a spot that not many people know. So it's kind of private to a few people. Yeah, it's only accessible for those people who know about the location. If you don't know about it, you could pass by a million times, but never even bother go inside and see what's in there. Some people know there's a beach down there, and then they enjoy that scenery and stuff. So that's what I mean when I say private beach there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that, the courage to go to that place. Maybe I will put myself in the.
Again, safety first, because you never know who you're going to encounter down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be a homeless man down there, and that would be a worst.
I mean, here in Sydney, there are so many, maybe insects or.
Oh yes,
the cockroaches.
Lots of bugs and insects.
There are so many cockroaches.
Oh yes. And lots of wild animals, and I think 5 out of the top 10 deadly snakes are in Australia too.
I've never seen snakes. Yeah, only
lucky you.
I mean, in the night there are so many bats just flying.
Oh wow.
Maybe some. I like running around the bay, just around my home. So
yes,
there are so many bats. I don't know whether it's a bat or just a bird flying. Just nearly touch my arm or my leg.
oh
I can
really,
feel
that close?
Yeah.
I thought
Just
they're afraid of
disgusting.
human and they would just keep a distance. They don't?
But you can't see in night.
Oh yeah,
There
of course,
must be
yeah.
like, yeah. So really, really scary. So I don't go outside in the night.
Ayo. Wait, maybe next time you should go out with something like flashing, like a flashing light on you. That might kind of scare them away.
Maybe if someone see me just carrying the flashlight, maybe I'll be the
Oh, you'll be
scary
the
guy.
spot. You'll be the target. That's true.
It's really weird because nobody will carry a flashlight.
That's true. I know. Yeah. Well, that could be an icebreaker. Like I said, you might, run into someone and saying, "Hey, why are you wearing a flashlight?" Okay. Well, it's kind of a long story short. I just want to scare away all these bats or birds, whatever those are. And then you might start a nice conversation with someone and you get to make new friends.
And I'll tell you a funny thing.
Uh-huh.
In the morning, the UV is so high in Australia, and in summer, when it is winter in China and it's summer in Australia.
Uh-huh.
So several months ago, I saw a bat just lolling on the how to say the 电线杆.
Oh,
It's just
the wire
it's just
pole, right?
the wire.
The wire pole. The pole.
The wire pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just maybe get the just to get the exhausted heat. I don't know. The bat is dead.
Oh, really? Get electrified.
Yeah, it's really large, and when you just when you want to look in the sky and you saw a bat just
What?
in front of you, and there are also some spiders,
Whoa.
webs. It's really natural.
Your description might scare away many people who want to go to Australia because it seems like your description matches a wildlife reservation, like a wildlife park, instead of a advanced city in Australia.
I mean, maybe most people are scared of the cockroaches rather than the bats.
That's true. They look disgusting. It's not like they're really dangerous. It's just like they look very disgusting.
Yes, I saw a post on Reddit, and some students, they live in a house and they need to take care of the lawns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one guy said there are thousands of cockroaches. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. That image could be in your head for days, and then it's like a horror movie. Keep replaying in your head. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
So I choose a studio. It's really scary.
Oh yeah,
oh my god.
for sure. Yeah, stay away from those things because you never know what they can cause or what they carry. Some kind of viruses or a disease that they carry, that could be a even worse problem.
Yes, and some cockroaches just live in the buildings, and if you, maybe if you just cook something which has really, strong. Like if you use some onions, and maybe it will attract cockroach. I don't know why, because
any food ingredients that use that kind of have a very strong smell is going to attract those cockroaches.
But why they like? Why do they like onions?
I guess maybe that kind of smell is like a stimulation for them. They got excited when they smell it, or when they sense it. That's food. Wow. To some level, you actually live very close to nature. You saw cockroaches every day. You got bats hitting on you on your arms. And you got dead bats hanging upside down on a wire pole. You just look up and then, wow.
Yes, I choose to live in the local areas. Just stay away from. I don't like to stay in a Chinese, a Chinese community.
Right.
So
You know what? It's better to help you to get fit in. You know, if you live far away from the Chinese community, you actually get to, experience what the life is really like as a local person. And then you probably interact with your neighbors or people who live close by. And that will be a really good experience to help you to fit in and let you know what it's like to live here. And that will actually help you to make future decisions. After you finish your education, do you want to keep living there, or you want to switch to a different environment, or even come back to China? It's going to help you. I'll give you the references that you can think about.
Yes, and the most, how can I say? I mean, some Chinese, when they're in China, they're boring, and when they come to Sydney, they're still boring.
Yeah, you feel like, oh, this is the Western world. Oh my goodness, it's more boring than the domestic cities. At least I have a karaoke to go. I have barbecue to eat at night, but this has nothing to do.
Yeah, and most Chinese students, they still speak Chinese in classes when they have group works. So I don't want to I don't want to get involved in the Chinese environment. I'm here to
Right, you pay a lot. You spend a lot of money flying half of the earth to Australia only to experience Chinese language environment. That is not what you want. That is just no.
Yes,
that's true.
And I'll tell you the most exciting thing is I finished the half marathon twice.
Wow! Whoa! Way to go, girl!
Sorry, what?
I said, way to go, girl! Amazing, good job.
Just in Sydney, just around the bay near my home, and I mean the road in Sydney is not as flat as like my hometown Wuxi. It's really flat. Wow. You mean I mean it's just like if you finish the half marathon, you may just go up hills for maybe 20 meters or just over 100 meters. But if you are in China, if you are in Wuxi, maybe you don't have any accent or decent, just really flat. Yes,
that's true.
So, and I finished the half marathon within 2 hours.
Wow,
it's really good. Yeah.
What did you get from it? What did you get from finishing the half marathon? Did you get like a memorabilia, something that you can keep as a souvenir, or you actually get rewarded, or like photos or cards or something?
I didn't have finished the half marathon in like a competition or
like an official marathon, right? You just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Use my watch.
All right, you know what? That's a self-challenge. That's okay. You feel fulfilled that I challenge myself.
I mean, it's much harder because you don't have supply.
That's true. Yes, it's not like those little cup waters along the way and you can grab and drink. There's none, right? Yeah,
and
you're just by yourself.
Support.
Oh, that's true.
You're just like, you can do it.
Wow.
You can finish it.
I admire those people who always challenge themselves and extend their edge of ability or capability. That's amazing. Well done, girl. You're amazing.
I'm a school athlete. I mean, I was a school athlete, running athlete. Yeah, in the maybe from I don't know, middle school, and because COVID-19, I abandoned the interests.
Oh yeah.
You can't go outside already. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You can't just run from your living room to your bedroom and back to your living room. That is not exercise at all.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
So after I went to Sydney, I think I thought a lot about my life and about what I really love. Because in China, when I was in China, it's like I was really struggling about which way I need to choose to move on. It's like when you buy something and which color will I choose? The blue one or the red one? Yes, but now I can choose, for example, the red one. I just like the red.
You know exactly what you want, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know why.
That's something advantageous when you live in a place where not many of the noises from the modern world will affect you. If you live close to nature, you get some time that you can think about your life, and you can clear through all the barriers or obstacles that might pose in front of you when you live in a big city. So that actually gives you that peace and emptiness that you need to make that decision for the future. So that's the value of going abroad to live in a place like that.
And I went to the Maroba beach, which I said before months ago, and I saw the whales, and I heard the calls of the whales. Yes, wow, it's it's really touching. I cried. I really cried. Maybe.
Yes, I bet anyone who sees that for the first time will probably burst into tears. Because you feel the power of nature. You feel that the beauty of nature. You feel like, oh my goodness, I've never imagined nature can be such a beautiful thing that's presenting right in front of your eyes. That is completely different from you watching a documentary on your computer or TV screen. It's very different. So I encourage you, all the people down there listening or in the future watching this video, go out there and explore yourself, explore the nature. It's worth it. You will never regret this.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much for sharing, Dolores. Now we know a lot about Australia, not just the shining part, but the cockroachy part. All right. Thank you so
nice
much.
to talk with you. Yeah.
Great to talk with you, Dolores. Thank you.
Bye.
See, I have many friends from all over the world. They share something very interesting with us all the time. Okay, let's move on to the next page. This is such a dire situation. What will happen next? Her 3 children wailed around her. Her husband held her up. A shadowy figure lurked just behind them in the water, keeping strangely still in the crimson-tinged tide. A bull shark, Dr. Harrison grabbed Elizabeth from her husband and started carrying her toward shore as Ryan wrangled the kids. As he clamped his hand around Elizabeth's left brachial artery, the vessel that supplies the blood to the arm, a word sprang into his mind. Horrific. Riley Smith, Bailey Mesa, and Abby Judeman had spent all morning at Watersound Beach, swimming and sunbathing. The 3 of them, plus a 4th friend, had driven all night from Columbia, Missouri, for a girls' beach weekend. All were in their early 20s, friends from their medical jobs. Smith was a paramedic. Mesa was an emergency room nurse, and Judeman was a nurse for a medical specialist. Under their beach tent, they marveled at how blue the sky and water were. The screams jolted them out of their Friday laze. Smith looked out at the water and saw it turn red. Shark attack, she thought instantly, her paramedic instincts surging. She jumped out of her beach chair. "You guys ready?" Smith hollered at her friends. "For what?" one of them asked. "All right, we got more helpers." Her 3 children wailed around her. Wail means cried. Wail 呢，就是我们说的痛哭、哭泣的意思。我们的这个 Elizabeth 她已经伤成这样了，已经就是垂死挣扎了。她的3个孩子呢围着她一直在哭。Her husband held her up. 她的丈夫呢把她抱起来。A shadowy figure lurked just behind them in the water. 而在他们身后不远的水里呢，一个黑影正在潜伏在那里。Lurk 这个单词意思是潜伏 ，means you stay low profile underneath without showing. That's lurk. 我们就讲的就是不显示出自己，然后呢，一直潜伏着叫 lurk。OK， 这个单词很好用哈 ，lurk。所以有一个黑影在水里潜伏着 ，keeping strangely still in the crimson-tinged tide。Keeping strangely still means 就是那个黑影一动不动在水里待着，而且这个水已经怎么样呢 ？Crimson-tinged tide。Crimson means very red, dark red。这 crimson 呢是个颜色，深红色，相当于 dark red。大家下次可以用这个单词叫 crimson。The crimson tinge means contaminated or dyed， 就是被染了的，就是整个的海水这个浪已经被染成了深红色，而这个黑影呢一动不动的，就是潜伏在那个浪花里面。A bull shark, Dr. Harrison grabbed Elizabeth from her husband and started carrying her toward shore as Ryan wrangled the kids. 这个时候呢，我们这个哈里森医生他马上意识到说， 这是一头公牛鲨 ，a bull shark。于是呢，她就抱起了这个 Elizabeth， 就是从她的丈夫手里接过她，并且呢，开始往岸上，往这个海滩的岸上来运送。而这个女士的丈夫 Ryan 呢，wrangle the kids 大家看这个单词 wrangle。You probably know what a wrangler is, right? You probably see some cowboy shows in America that they use a kind of a lasso to wrangle some cattle. And if you can do it quickly, you will win the prize. 大家可能看过 wrangler 是什么东西 ？wrangler 呢，就是那些用那个绳索 lasso 去套牲口、套牛的那个牛仔，大家有看过这样的表演吧？就如果你能在很短的时间就套住一头牛，这个就能，或者套住一头羊，这就能赢得这个比赛。那这个人，这个做事的呢叫做 wrangler。这个 wrangle 呢就是它的动词，就把什么东西 gather， 把什么东西聚集在一起，聚拢。就是这位医生抱着这个女士呢往岸上跑，而那个女士的丈夫呢这时候就把孩子聚拢在一起，就免得再出什么事儿。As he clamped his hand around Elizabeth's left brachial artery,the vessel that supplies blood to the arm. 好，这个时候他一边抱着这个女士跑的时候呢，这位医生他就 clamped his hand. Clamp 意思是夹着，大家看到钳子就是这个单词 clamp， 做动词讲就是钳住，钳住的意思。他用他的手呢，他抓住了、钳住了这位女士的 brachial artery。这个 brachial 呢是手臂的上臂的意思 ，artery 是动脉，他的手臂上动脉。这个时候，这个医生就紧紧的用手像钳子一样的狠狠的捏住这个女士的手臂的上动脉。他后面做了解释，什么是 brachial artery？ 是 vessel that supplies blood to the arm， 就是给你的手臂供血的这个血管。vessel 在这里相当于 bloodline 或者 blood pipe， 就是血管的意思 vessel。当然，在其他地方 vessel 可以表示什么？任何的载体，对吧？一艘船可以是个 vessel， 一个太空飞船也可以是 vessel， 对不对？都可以是个词。So basically, vessel means a container that can transport or contain something. 所以它的最初的意思呢，就是一个载体，可以载东西，也可以让东西从中间通过的东西叫 vessel。那 blood vessel 或者 blood pipe 就是我们说的血管，就是这个brachial artery， 是我们的上臂动脉，就是给你的手臂供血的血管。它现在已经在不停的喷血，所以这时候呢，这个 Harrison 医生用手紧紧的钳住他这个血管。A word sprang into his mind. 他一边钳住，他就知道是什么情况。他的心里出现一个词 horrific， 太可怕了，因为这个伤实在受得太重。Riley Smith, Bailey Mesa, and Abby Judman had spent all morning at Watersound Beach, swimming and sunbathing. 另外呢，不远处有3个女生分别叫做 Riley, Bailey 和 Abby 3个人。他们整个早上都在这个海滩享受着日光，享受着海滩，在那儿游泳，在那儿晒日光浴。The three of them plus a fourth friend had driven all night from Columbia, Missouri for Girls Beach Weekend. 他们和另外一个人，就他们一共有4个朋友，4个女生，他们开了整夜的车，从密苏里州的哥伦比亚这个城市开到了佛罗里达的这个海滩。他们是打算在这儿过一个女孩们的海滩周末，就好像去度假一样。All were in their early 20s. 他们都是20出头的人，而且 friends from their medical jobs. 他们都是从事医护工作的。Smith was a paramedic. Paramedic means the medical workers or medical personnel that works on an ambulance. 就是这个 paramedic 呢，就是我们说的急救医生。这个急救医生是在救护车上给你做简单处理的这个医务人员，叫做 paramedic。所以救护车上的那个医务人员叫 paramedic。They're not a complete doctors. They cannot operate on you, but they can give you the first aid to save your life. 虽然他们不是医生，没办法跟你做整个手术或者外科手术，但是他们是第一线，可以给你帮助，给你提供医疗帮助，让你保命的人，他们是 paramedics。So Mesa was an emergency room nurse， 而 Mesa 呢就更专业了，她是急诊室护士。那什么样的情况应该都见过。And Judman was a nurse for a medical specialist， 而另外一个 Judman 呢，他是一位医疗专家的护士。Under their beach tent, they marveled at how blue the sky and water were. 一开始他们坐在自己的海滩的那个帐篷那儿，然后呢，他们在 marvel at， 这个单词大家是不是很熟呢 ？Marvel, that's right， 漫威，英文的吧 ？Marvel， okay，exactly what Marvel means. Marvel uses a verb that means you are shocked, surprised, or astonished by something great and something magnificent. 就是被一个很厉害、很伟大、很宏伟的东西给惊到了啊，就是叫做 marvel 动词讲。So they marvel at how blue the sky and the water were. 说他们惊讶于天和海有多么的蓝呀。他们之前 The screams jolted them out of their Friday lays. Jolt means quickly strike, hit, or stimulate, surprise. 这个词的意思超多。看 Barry 刚刚用英文解释的哈。比方说非常快速的、非常突然的击打、撞击，或者是突然一下被刺激，或者是突然被惊到、吓到，都可以说 jolt。So the screams jolted them out of their Friday lays. 这个海滩那儿传来的尖叫声，一下就把他们从他们星期五的 lays 当中给吓出来了，让他们脱离了那个状态。好 lays 是什么呢？ lays 你可以理解为说，偷懒儿啊，在那儿放松，因为这个单词的形容词就是 lazy。That's a noun form for lazy. 所以你说偷懒、摸鱼都可以用这个 lays 啊。比方说 Hey Barry, we still got half an hour till we get off work. What are you doing? I don't know. I've got nothing to do. I guess I'm just in my lays. 说 Barry 还有半个小时下班呢，你干嘛呢？我说我事儿都做完了，差不多没事了。我觉得我是不是在我的 lays 里面啊？我就摸一下鱼吧。lays 好，就是他们这个礼拜五放松的这段时光，突然一下被这个尖叫声打破了。Smith looked out at the water and saw it turn red. 这个 Smith 呢，看向了远处的水面，看到水变红了。Shark attack. She thought instantly. 啊，由于他对医护工作非常熟悉，所以他看到海水变红，他的第一反应、立刻反应就是鲨鱼袭击 （shark attack）。Her paramedic instincts surging. 他作为这个急救医生啊，急救医护人员，就是在救护车上的急救医护人员，他这个我们说的本能 instinct 第六感一下就 surging， 就是突然长到老高爆棚了啊，他一下就意识到说肯定出事了。She jumped out of her beach chair. 她从她的沙滩椅上跳下来说 You guys ready? Smith hollered at her friends. Holler means shout. Holler 意思就是大喊大叫的意思，朝什么咆哮去喊。他对他的朋友们喊道说你们准备好了吗？ For what? One of them asked. 还有他的朋友没有意识到，其中一个朋友说准备好干嘛了？ For what? To save people's life. 要救人了哈。Okay, so that's the second page. We know the help is on the way, but can they reach in time? 我们知道帮助就要来了，但他们能及时到达吗？好，在下面请两位观众上来，我们聊一下。Okay, the next to get on mic is 风信子的花蕊。哇，好优雅的名字。Hello there. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, hi, Barry.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for showing up. How may I address you?
Yeah, actually, it's Yuki.
Oh, Yuki. Okay. You guys always change your screen name. I never know who you are.
No, because I didn't identify my original account. That's why I changed another account.
That's fine.
Here.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Yuki, great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay, Yuki, my question for you. Are you a beach goer? Do you like to go to beaches?
No, I think I'm kind of indoorsy.
Oh, you like to stay indoor?
Yeah.
How come? Why?
Yeah. Because I think I have no interest to come outside. I don't like to enjoying sunshine.
Not even getting close to nature. You don't like that?
No, close to nature is fine, but I don't like the hot weather. Expose myself under the sun shining.
Well, right now might be the perfect time for you to go out, right? It's not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, right. So recently I just went outside and went for shopping.
Wait, your definition of going outside is go shopping?
Yeah, just outside, I think.
All right. Gotcha. You go from one roof to another roof.
Almost.
That's what you do. Okay. When you do go out to nature, what kind of nature would you like to get close to? Beaches, forests, water, whatever.
Yeah, like mountains and rivers.
Oh, mountains and rivers. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about one thing that you like to go to mountains.
Because the air is fresh and you can just do everything you want and like under the shadow of some trees.
Okay. Tell me, when you go to mountains, do you actually climb all the way to the top yourself, or you actually take a cable car to go up there?
Unfortunately, I've never been to the top of any mountains.
And don't tell me you just walk around the foot of the mountain, like the circle around the mountain, and that's it. I've been to the mountain.
You know, like in my hometown, there are many mountains, and I climbed some of the mountains, but I've never been to the top of the mountain. I just went to some mountains with temples, and I visited those temples. Yeah.
Okay, but usually temples are built at the top of the mountain, as far as I know, like Wuyishan or some other mountains that even like Jingding or Wudangshan, they're all like the top. You only go to the temples that's in the middle or at the foot of the mountain, right?
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay.
In the middle of the mountain.
Okay, you don't climb all the way up there. All right, that's fine. What about river? You said you like to go to rivers too. What do you do when you go to rivers?
Go fishing.
Really? You like fishing?
Actually, just enjoy the time staying here.
Oh, okay. Because I know fishing takes a lot of patience. I can't do this.
Yeah, right.
I'm never good at this. I stay there for 20 minutes, and if I see nothing happens, I'll be like, this is not for me. I'm not that patient. I'm patient with my students, but I'm not patient when I do fishing or something. So I never try fishing. Could you stay at the river for like a while, like an hour, without doing anything, but just kind of empty yourself and think about, some other life or some magnificent topics of your life? Do you do that sometimes, or?
How to say, like, most of the time I enjoy my time with friends, so I can't stop talking.
Right, so you can't be alone. You always grab someone with you, right?
Yeah, almost.
All right, you know what? That's good. That's good. Actually, we need friends like that.
Yeah.
And so now I know you're like a very indoor person, and then you like to grab friends. You cannot be alone.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. What if your best friend tells you one day and saying, "Hey, Yuki, let's go to the beach because I really enjoy the sunshine and I like to see the ocean." Would you go with your friend?
Yeah, I will. Definitely.
Okay. All right. So if somebody else help you to make that decision, you will actually go out there to the nature without hesitation.
Yeah, right.
But if you have to decide to go to the beach or the outside, that will take a lot of time or take a lot of work for you to make that decision, right?
Yeah, right. I think it's impossible for myself to go to the beach alone.
Okay, now I understand. It's not like you don't like the outside, you don't like the beaches or nature. It's just like you have to find someone to go with you, right?
Yeah, right.
Great. So who do you always hang out with when you go to those places? Your friends or your plus one? When I say plus one, either means your boyfriend or...
I think friends mostly.
Ah, okay. Mostly friends?
Yeah.
So how about boyfriend? You don't go out a lot with your boyfriend?
Cause I think he doesn't like to go outside. Yeah.
Right. So when you two are together, you stay indoor. What do? Play games?
Yeah, play table games.
Oh, like, really? Board games. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, right.
I love board games.
Yeah.
So what
we
games do
usually
you play?
board games.
When you play board games, what games do you play? Monopoly or card games?
Like some American games, board games, like with stories.
Oh, nice.
Like
So there's a
dungeons.
storyline and then, oh,
Yeah,
wow, great. Adventure games. Nice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love board games. I can play board games with my friends the whole day. I play Monopoly, I play Loot, I play Risk, I play Battle, I play War, lots of games. Yeah, they're amazing. I love those things.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you know, that makes sense because you find someone that you actually feel very comfortable with, right?
Yeah, right.
It's hard to imagine that your boyfriend is a really outdoor activity maniac. Then you'll be in a big trouble because you'll be dragged outside almost every day and you'll go crazy and then you'll never be together. This actually works out for you.
Yeah, I think I can go anywhere with him, but it depends on his decision.
Right, right. Like I said, you're a follower. You're not a leader.
Yeah, right.
You know what? It's okay. You don't have to be a leader. You know, as long as you enjoy yourself and that can bring out the best of you, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I do have a question for you though, from a different perspective, because you're not an outdoor activity lover or goer. A lot of people like to go to beaches, even though they know there's a risk that there might be a shark in the water that might attack them. There's a risk that might lose their life or get injured so severely, but they still go. Why? Is that something you can never understand, or you actually can explain this from a perspective? What do you think?
I think like when we get older and we how to say it's really hard to find some new adventures in your life. Yeah, so we need to accumulate some new experiences, like to try some risky.
That makes sense. The same thing can be said to those extreme sports lovers, right? Yeah, they do extreme sports. Those are highly dangerous. To some level, they're more dangerous than a shark attack because you could just lose your life right away by doing those sports. Yeah, the reason why people like to do that is because like nowadays our life is pretty much all planned out. Everything is already fixed and planned and everything is kept safe. So there's no risk to take. Given some time you feel bored and you'd be like, I like to feel the near-death experience. I like to feel like my heart is pounding, like I'm about to lose my life. And the best way to get that experience is either by doing extreme sports or go to the nature.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that might be the reason. Okay. But you're never the big fan of that, right? You like your quiet and safe life at home.
No, actually, I'm not quiet. You know, like I sometimes want to meet some new friends, even on internet.
Oh, nice. You know what? Playing board games is a good way to make new friends. There are some board game clubs out there that you can join.
Yeah.
You can play board games with strangers, and while you're playing the game, that naturally breaks the ice, and you can make new friends.
But I want to get something like closer.
Closer, like you really get to know someone as very close friend.
Yeah, like I want to know some new type of personalities and hobbies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, where do you think is the best place to find those new friends?
Just follow my heart.
Just follow your heart and
you know,
you
like
walk.
Recently,
right, you walk on the street and you pass by a restaurant or a cafe and you feel like, I just want to go in and maybe have a chit chat with strangers. You just do it.
Yeah, right.
Wow, that's good. I like that. Okay, now I get to know you more. Because at the very beginning when you say that I'm not much of an outdoor fan, then I thought maybe you're very introverted. You're not. You're actually very extroverted. No. It's just that the way that you want to reach to people is different from the conventional thought about going out there and going to nature trip and stuff like that. You like to have a better and close and more intimate conversation or communication with people in a quiet place where you can focus, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, that makes sense. All right. Well, that's good. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing, Yuki. I get to know you more every time, and hopefully next time when you get on mic and you'll surprise me again and tell me more about you. You know what? We are getting closer and closer as we talk to each other to get to know each other, and we will be friends. You know, we are friends now, but to reach to the level that you want, you still have a long way to go. But we're getting there, right? Step by step.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Yuki, for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. My next guest star is going to be Ching. Hey, Ching. Hey, Ching. Are you there? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Barry.
Yes, I can hear you. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming back to the show. Okay, so we're talking about a horrific shark attack at the beach that happened in America. A lady was severely attacked by a shark. She lost her forearm and her butt got bit by the shark and she's losing a lot of blood. And this is a horrible situation. This happened at the beach where many people go to enjoy themselves. My question for you is, after reading the story and watching so many news report about something similar to this one, would you still like to go to beaches?
Actually, no. When I was 8 years old, I went to a small beach with my relatives and cousin. And at that time, one of my shoes get cracked. 被碎玻璃划了一道. So
oh my gosh,
it's terrifying to me. So I don't want to go to beach. But if other activities, I want to go.
So you're not completely rejecting any outdoor activities. Just going to the beach is not your cup of tea anymore.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. Only because of the cut.
Because it's terrified me.
Well, I understand because you were very young when that happened. So it must left a very huge trauma on your mind. So every time you go to beaches or even think about the beach, that memory just comes all the way back.
Yes, that memory just come into my mind.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry for that. It's actually a very nice place to go. And because of that one bad experience that kind of stopped you from going there, it's kind of pity. But it's okay. It's your choice. But you said you like to go to other places. So tell me about the closest that you got to nature.
Sometimes when in spring, I want to go to garden with
gardens.
Lots of flowers. Yes. I want to identify the various flowers.
Wow.
Whether I know or I don't know.
Wow.
I also like take pictures there, and I also like seeing other people playing games and some mothers playing with their kids.
Oh, nice. Have you ever collect any sample of flowers as like something that you can always remember? Like just pick a flower and keep it as a sample, keep it as like a souvenir or something that every time you look at it, you can always remember, oh, you know, I got this one last year when I went to this garden. Then you would just remember that. Have you ever done something like that?
No, I just take pictures.
Oh, pictures. Right. That's good enough.
Yes, take pictures of flowers itself and me with flowers.
Oh, right. That's good. You take selfie with flowers, right?
Yes.
That's nice. And you said you can identify many different kinds of flowers by looking at them.
Not for now. I'm just learning.
Wow. So this becomes a sort of like a hobby for you to get to know these flowers and what kind of flowers they are.
Yes. Sometimes I will take photos of some flowers if I don't know them and back home and search online or ask other persons about these flowers.
Wow.
About their growth and their 习性怎么讲？那个
nature. You can say nature.
Nature.
Right.
Nature.
Wow. And are you a gardener? Do you plant any flowers at home or any kind of plants?
No.
Why not? Since you like flowers very much.
I want to do it in the future. Oh, I think I don't have time for now.
Ah, right. That's true.
Yes.
If you want to plant a flower or be a gardener, you have to spend time with them. And you have to make sure that they're well watered and fertilized. And yeah, there are lots of work to do. That's right. If you're busy with your work or study, you won't have time to take care of them. And they will die very soon.
Yes. I want to be a garden and have sunflowers in my backyard or my 阳台怎么讲
Balcony.
Balcony. Oh.
That's right, balcony. Right. Yeah, that would be nice. Because I'm a nature lover. I love to have something natural in my living space. So in my apartment, I have several plants. They're either flowers or kind of like a small trees or something like that. I always keep them in my apartment, in my living space. I like to see nature stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I love
beautiful.
that. Yeah, it's actually, every time you walk by them and you look at them, you'd be like, oh, you feel like soothed and then you feel like relaxed.
Yes.
It really helps.
I think.
Yes. But again, let me tell you, taking care of them is a lot of work too. So before you make the decision to move any plants inside of your living space, make sure you can squeeze some time for them. That's important. Okay, besides the garden, where else would you like to go? If you have like a week-long vacation and you can go to any place for a week long, where would you like to go?
I think I will plan a travel to other province, other places, such as Westlake, 西湖.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
I have gone to there before, but for business. So
last time you were there, you were on a business trip.
While. Yes.
Right.
Just live for a while, for an afternoon, so don't have time to enjoy it.
Right. Only one problem though. Westlake is a tourist attraction. So when you go there, it's usually crowded, packed with people. And some people say that ruins your experience going to those places. Why not find something that's not that popular or somewhere that's kind of strange to the most of people and you can enjoy it just by yourself? Do you like that better, or it's really hard to find something like that? What do you think?
For some places crowded with people, I will choose a work days to go there.
Ah, that's good.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not that crowded.
Okay. Avoid the traffic.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess if you go to those tourist attractions, whenever you have time, not on an official vacation or holiday, like a national holiday, and it's okay. It's not too bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That's true. All right, but that scenery is still within the city. If you could choose a natural place to go for your week-long vacation, where would you like to go?
Climb mountain with my relatives and families.
Okay.
And to go to the park.
Right, of course. Yeah, we'll visit the park, but climb the mountains as well. Would you like to climb physically by yourself all the way up to the top, or you will take the cable car or any kind of a transportation to go all the way up there?
Climb to the top by myself.
That's good. Me too. I would do the same. I will ignore the cable car, even though that will take me like 3 hours to climb all the way to the top. I'll still do it because that experience is unbeatable. I agree.
Yes.
Okay, tell me a mountain that you really want to go.
Oh, I can't imagine one.
There are so many mountains in China, and there are so many overseas. Can you just name one that you really want to go? Like a 五岳, one of the 五岳. The Tai Mountain, Hua Mountain, Heng Mountain.
Oh, Hua Mountain.
Yeah, Yellow Mountain. Yeah, Yellow Mountain. That's beautiful. Yeah, I heard I've never been to Yellow Mountain, but I heard it's really nice, very beautiful.
Yes.
It's an Anhui province.
One day I will go there.
Yeah, Yeah, it's worth going. Yes. Don't hesitate whenever you have time, even though that's not a national holiday or a public holiday, go. In China,
Yes.
in China, on the internet, there's a term called the special force travel, 特种兵旅行. Means you don't prepare that much, you just go. Right? It's a Chinese term. It's not working in English, but I kind of literal word by word translation of the Chinese term, special force traveling. 特种兵旅行.
Just think about a place and go.
And go, exactly. Yes, right. It just happened all of a sudden. I have a surge or desire to go some places. I just go. Yeah. I suggest you do that. It's fun.
Okay, I will do it.
Do that. All right. Thank you for sharing, Ching. Thank you so much for talking.
Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome. Thanks. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next page and see what happens. See, that's the situation. You can see a blurry, dark image lurking in the water. That's the bull shark. Okay, let's see what happened next. Smith flung off her sun hat, grabbed a towel, ran toward the shoreline. Her friends followed close behind. In the water, two men near the sand. Elizabeth was in their arms, and she was dying. The most threatening species of all the sharks swimming in the Gulf, bull sharks, experts say, are among the most menacing. Bull sharks are large, reaching about 10 feet in length, with short, blunted snouts, from which they derive their name. Their upper jaws are lined with large, triangular, serrated teeth, used to pull and tear flesh from larger animals. As apex predators, they eat smaller fish and also large prey, such as dolphins, manatees, and other sharks. When a bull shark clamps down, it thrashes its head and tears off chunks, much like a pit bull terrier, according to the Shark Research Institute. Unlike a black-tip shark, which eats smaller fish whole and would likely leave just small puncture wounds on a human, a bull shark has a bite that is typically much more severe, says Dean Krubbs, Associate Director of Research at Florida State University's Coastal and Marine Laboratory. If it results in a loss of limb or loss of life, most often it seems to be a bull shark. He says, but bull shark displayed an aggressive, almost territorial behavior not commonly seen in other sharks. Okay, so we're talking about the shark type that's really aggressive. 这个鲨鱼的种类呢叫公牛鲨，是一个攻击力非常强的鲨鱼哈。好，这位 Smith flung off her sun hat， 在听到了同伴说要去救人的情况下呢，这个 Smith 呢，他一下就 flung off her sun hat。flung off 它的原型是 fling off。F-L-I-N-G. Fling off means quickly move, 就快速移动的意思。他很快从他的太阳帽下移动了出来，也就是说，他扔下帽子就开始跑了。Grab a towel and ran toward the shoreline. 他抓住了一条毛巾，就朝着海岸线跑过去了。Her friends followed close behind. 他的朋友紧跟在后面。In the water, two men near the sand. 在水里呢，两个男性离这个沙滩很近。在他们俩离沙滩很近了，就是当时救人的这个哈里森医生和那个女士的丈夫。Elizabeth was in their arms. 他们的怀里呢抱着 Elizabeth, and she was dying. 她正在垂死的边缘。The most threatening species of all the sharks swimming in the Gulf, bull sharks. 最有威胁性的，在这个海湾里游泳的，在海湾里生活的最有威胁性的鲨鱼的种类，叫做公牛鲨 bull sharks. Experts say are among the most menacing. 它们是其中最具有威胁性的。menacing 这个单词 adjective 形容词，意思是 threatening 威胁性的。它的名词叫做 menace M-E-N-A-C-E menace 也是一个常用词，表示 threat 威胁。Okay, so they are very menacing. 它们非常有威胁性。Bull sharks are large, reaching about 10 feet in length. 它们可以长到10英尺长 with short, blunted snouts. Blunted, not sharp. blunted 就是什么？不锋利的、不尖锐的东西，就是钝的东西，叫 blunted。就是那个线条啊，不是那种很尖的线条，是很圆滑、很弧线的线条，叫 blunted。这个 snout 呢是口鼻部，它通常可以指海豚啊、鲨鱼啊它们的这个口鼻部，甚至还可以指像猴子这样的口鼻部，都叫做 snouts。叫做 blunted snouts from which they derive their name. Derive means they get it from. Derive 的意思就是来源于什么，可以从什么东西得到什么，叫 derive from。所以就是它们这个鲨鱼为什么叫公牛鲨呢？因为它们有着很大的体长，加上呢比较钝的这个口鼻部，所以呢它们的名字由此而来 derive from the name。 这个单词 derive 还可以用在别的情况下，比如说 What can you derive from this incident？ 从这件事情当中你能够得出什么教训，或者得到什么。 What can you derive from this incident？ 这个讲法就相当于说 What can you learn from this incident？ 从中学到了什么，或者说 What is your takeaway？ 这个事情你可以得到什么，还有一个表达叫 takeaway， 外卖那个单词 takeaway 都可以哈。所以就是它的得名得益于它比较钝的这个口鼻部。 Their upper jaws are lined with large triangular serrated teeth。 这个它们的上颚 their the jaw upper jaw 上颚 lined with 就是排满了，一条一条的排满了大的巨大的 triangular 三角形的 serrated teeth。 Serrated means the edge of a saw shaped， 就是我们说的像锯齿般的 serrated 这个单词锯齿般的，就它的上颚呢排满了巨大的三角形的锯齿般的牙齿。Used to pull and tear flesh from larger animals， 它们使用这样的牙齿呢，直接从大型的动物身上撕一个是拉，一个是撕下来整块肉。As apex predators, they eat smaller fish and also larger prey. Apex predator. Apex means the top level. Apex 这单词呢是顶级的意思。如果玩游戏的朋友应该知道有个游戏，第一人称射击游戏就叫做 Apex。OK， 那这里的 Apex Predator 就是这个公牛鲨属于顶级掠食者，就是食物链的顶端。They're at the top of the food chain。Okay，they eat smaller fish and also larger prey。他们除了吃小鱼之外呢，还会攻击比较大型的猎物 ，such as dolphins， 比如企鹅 ，manatees 海牛 and other sharks， 甚至有时候会直接攻击其他鲨鱼。When a bull shark climbs down， 这个地方的 climbs down 就是 bite 咬住了，记得吗？ climb 是钳子的意思， climb down 就是这个鲨鱼它嘴像钳子一样的咬住了。当它咬住猎物之后呢 ，it thrashes its head。Okay, this word means to shake violently， 就是非常暴力的、非常粗野的去摇动。所以大家可以理解吧，这个鲨鱼一口咬住之后，它会猛烈的摇动它的头，这样的话就直接把你的肉从身上撕下来了So it thrashes its head and tears off chunks， 直接撕下来一大块肉。Much like a pit bull terrier. A pit bull terrier is American bull dog， 就是美洲的斗牛犬，叫 pit bull terrier。美洲斗牛犬 pit bull terrier 就像斗牛犬一样，它们咬住食物也是那个头呢会剧烈的摇晃，把肉给撕下来。According to the Shark Research Institute, unlike a black-tip shark, which eats smaller fish whole and would likely leave just small puncture wounds on a human， 不像另外一种鲨鱼叫做 black-tip shark， 这个叫做黑尖鲨，就是这个鲨鱼的背鳍上面有一抹黑色，叫 black-tip shark。Which eats smaller fish， 这种鲨鱼呢只吃小鱼，而且 eat small fish whole， 就它整个直接把鱼吞进去，不咬。Would likely leave just small puncture wounds on a human， 如果它一旦咬到人呢，也只会在人的身上留下的是 puncture wounds。Puncture 就是针刺，什么东西刺进去了叫 puncture， 那也就是说它咬的那个痕迹就是那种你的肉被一个针刺了一下，或者被一个钉子扎进去了那种伤痕。它不会像被这个公牛鲨咬到就整块肉撕下来这种伤痕就是这种鲨鱼呢，它不具有那么大的攻击性。所以 puncture wounds 这个单词呢也广泛用于其他领域，比方说咱们中国著名的 actual puncture。actual puncture 大家知道什么东西吗？ actual 准确的， puncture 针刺，对的，就是我们中医的针灸叫 actual puncture， 就这么来的。puncture wounds on a human. A bull shark has a bite that is typically much more severe. 而这个我们说的公牛鲨呢，它所造成的这个伤害是更严重的 more severe, says Dean Grubbs, Associate Director of Research at Florida State University's Coastal and Marine Laboratory. 这个话是谁说的呢？这位叫做 Dean Grubbs， 他是来自于佛罗里达州立大学海岸与海洋这个实验室的这位学者他是这个总监，他说的 If it results in a loss of a limb or loss of life, most often it seems to be a bull shark. 如果发生的情况呢是 loss of a limb 是我们说的四肢，如果是四肢没了或者是生命没了，那多半经常就是由于这个公牛鲨造成的。 He says, bull sharks display an aggressive, almost territorial behavior not commonly seen in other sharks. 而这个公牛鲨它所展现出来的是一种极具于攻击性的 aggressive 非常激进的，而且呢几乎是 territorial behavior。 什么是 territorial behavior 呢？ Territorial means territory, right? 这个 territory 呢就是我们说的领地，也就是说这个公牛鲨它是有领地概念的，它有一种领地概念的行为。 Anything, anybody, anything that enters my territory will become my prey, will becomes a threat to my territory. 有的动物呢领地性非常强，如果任何别的物种或者别的东西进入到它这个领地，哪怕你是同类，它也会把你当做一个威胁，或者直接把你当食物。这叫做 territorial behavior， 叫领地类型的行为。所以这个锤头鲨为什么会攻击人类，就这个原因。Because the bull shark think that beach or that area, that gulf, is his or her territory. Now, you guys are having fun here, body surfing, swimming, enjoying yourself. You're invading my territory. So I'm treating you guys like a prey or enemies. 就好像说你在那儿游泳也好，冲浪也好，你是进入了他的领地，对他来说造成了威胁，所以他对待你的方式就是你要么是敌人，要么就是我的猎物。That's why. Okay, now let's invite the next guest star. 我们来看下一位上麦的观众。Hello there. Is that Chelsea, right?
Hello, Barry.
Hey, Chelsea.
Hello, Barry.
Yes, I can hear you. Great. Awesome. Okay. Luckily, I remember your screen name. Okay. All right. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Okay, Chelsea, same question for you. Do you like beaches?
Yeah, I like it.
You like beaches. Okay. When you go to beaches, what do you mostly do? You actually get down there to swim, to get your feet wet, or you will actually stay on the beach, enjoy the sunshine, or, do something? What do you do?
Maybe just to stay at the beach, enjoy the sunshine. Because I can't swim. And,
you can't swim. Okay.
Yeah, I seldom go to the beach because it's far away from the nearest city or which have the beach.
Right. That's true.
And also, before, in the holiday, Qingming holiday, I also try to visit it and Qingdao, there is a very beautiful beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it's very beautiful. I know that it's very beautiful. The blue skies, gracious, and I enjoy that so. And all the people played in the beach and enjoy the sunshine. But when I standing there, I just in the sandbar, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the wave of the water and the blow or something in my face. I think I want to jump. It's a little bit dizzy. I want to jump this day. That's so crazy. I don't know why. In that moment, just I look at the water and the waves, and later I just want to jump in.
Well, I guess maybe that's the desire that you want to become part of the nature. When you jump into the water, you become part of the nature.
Yeah, maybe, who knows, but it's a little bit scared, I think, because I can't swim. And also I browse so many videos online, there's so many monsters or something.
Lurking down there in the water. You never know what kind of animal is lurking down there. That's right. They might drag you under, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, too many horror movies. Right, okay. You also mentioned that you enjoy the sunshine there, and we understand that when people go to beaches, they tend to have sunbathe. And then when they have the sunbathe, their skin will turn darker, right? We say you got a tan, right? You got a tan on your skin. But for most Asian girls, they like to stay white. They like to stay fair-skinned. So what about you? Don't you mind that your skin get a little bit darker? Or you think that's actually something you really like? Because I know some Asian girls like to have tan skin, darker skin.
No, actually I mind that because I don't want to be a Chinese or something this kind of skin. I prefer to be white. But I enjoy that kind of sunshine because it's not like some kind of hot weather.
Right.
Just like before Yuki or someone else mentioned that it just this days, this spring festival, I can go outside enjoy the sunshine. It's warm, but it's not hot. At the same time, it's making me feel very relaxed. That's feeling. It's not just like nice weather or something.
I totally agree. That's true. Yeah, when you're standing in front of the ocean and you feel like, oh, I am so insignificant compared with the nature, and you feel like, okay, nothing actually bothers me. No problem can ever get in between me and such a magnificent view. That actually helps you to release yourself and make you feel better.
Yes.
I agree, totally.
Yes.
I agree. Okay, the upcoming Labor Day holiday is coming? The May 1st holiday is coming? Do you have any plan for that?
No, I will never try to go outside during the holiday. But it's so crowded, I just also visit some other cities, I spend maybe 2 hours go just get in or something.
Yeah.
But I can't to enjoy the scenery of the mountain or of the park or something. I just find that there's so many people, everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Endlessly
They don't
waiting
have
in line takes a long time, forever to get in.
So I even try to travel in some work day, because I'm a student, so I have so many free days, so I can go outside. Not in the weekend or some holiday, but there are also so many people. So I just thinking, I'm a little bit curious why there's so many people don't have work, don't need to work.
And surprisingly, you find out a lot of them are just like young people, right? They're in their 20s. And I feel like you should be either at school or at work.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, and also there's some retired old people. They have so many free time. They can go outside to enjoy the spring or something like this.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, you know what? It's wise to stay indoor during the May holiday, those public holidays, if you don't go to those tourist attractions. But you can find some quieter place. When everybody's gone to some certain hot spot, there are some places that will become actually empty and quiet. Maybe those are the best place to go. Before you go, I do have another question though. Now we're talking about shark attacking people at the beach. Why can't we use why can't we use military force or just say weapons to kill all these sharks at the beach to make sure that our swimmers and surfers to make sure that they're safe? Why can't we do that? Or you think, should we do that or not?
I think the animal, just like the shark, don't hurt people. I think we don't need to kill them or something because I know it's a little bit I'll say off-beaten or something because I think the Earth is not our home, but also for the animals' home. Maybe they just want to play with us. But if they hurt us, I think they maybe need to kill. But most of the situation, I guess, the deep sea, how say just shark, they're in some deep sea, they're not coming some beach or something just like this to hurt people.
Right, shark attack, something like this could be isolated incident, or let's just say it does not happen every day.
Yeah,
right? It might just an accident. So you can't just wipe out the entire species only because of one or two situations like that.
Yeah, because just we are the people, we're the human, we have the right to do so many things. We can't because of our own fun or happiness to destroy their hometown or something. Just
That's
like
true.
this. If we want to find some very great places and we want to swim and we want to enjoy the nature, and we find that there's so many sharks there, the places is their hometown or their home, and we just because of our own personal happiness, and we just destroy or will kill them or for some profit or for some safe or security or something. I think that's not equal. They don't do any mistakes or they don't have any mistakes just because of our own personal profit and a way to kill them.
Right.
That's not right. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, many of these incidents happened when we appeared at the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's when this will happen. That's true. I agree. I do understand what you said, and that's in line with what I'm about to say. This is my sharing to all of you guys out there. When you get close to nature, make sure you hold 3 things dearly to yourself. Love, respect, and most importantly, fear. You love the nature, you like to go to nature, great. So protect the nature. Do not harm it. Do not damage it. Respect the nature because the nature has its way to run like a business, like an organism. So do not try to stop or disturb how a nature works. Finally, you do need to have a fear towards nature because you're not invincible. You are actually very weak. Without technology or intelligence, we are at the bottom of the food chain, actually. Anything in nature can kill us very easily. So make sure that you respect, love, but also fear the nature. That's my sharing.
Yes. Because just like before, Barry, I listened to issues about the mountain, Ailoshan. I'm not sure why they heard about it.
Ailoshan, I heard about that. Some people got in there and they did not follow the regular routes and they got lost and they had to send rescuers to find them.
Yeah, they just want live streaming or they want to get some profit just to like this. They don't even respect the mountain. I know we're human, we have so many, we are strong power, but compared with the nature, we are really very weak or something. It's very easy to kill us.
That's true.
And
like I said,
I respect every word, everything in the world because we don't know whether there have something else except us human or something we can't explain any science or something.
That's so true. Very good. Okay, stay safe and stay happy. Thank you so much, Chelsea, for sharing. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the next part, the last page. Guys, be patient. Rob says he has pursued bull sharks in his boat, and they've turned and attacked the boat. Screaming in the background, Dr. Harrison and Ryan carry Elizabeth to shore and set her down on the sand. Smith dropped to Elizabeth's right side and pressed a towel onto her mauled pelvic area. Then Smith closed her hands into fists and pushed down with all her might on the crevice where Elizabeth's right leg met her waist. Leaning on the severed femoral artery to try to stanch the bleeding, Mesa called 911 and relayed details of the injuries. By this time, a man who identified himself as a Navy SEAL had joined them and was putting pressure on the other femoral artery, while Dr. Harrison's sister-in-law, Amy Jones, wrapped what was left of Elizabeth's left arm in a towel. Judman tried to keep Elizabeth awake. Ryan knelt at her side, praying with her and telling her how much he loved her. Dr. Harrison continued squeezing down on the brachial artery in her arm, trying to control the bleeding. He tried to put a tourniquet around the arm at the armpit, first using a wet towel, then a Croquis sunglass strap. Nothing worked. He continued pressing the brachial artery against the humerus bone in her upper arm. The bleeding slowed, but the towel became saturated with blood. All around them, people, including Elizabeth's children, screamed. Well, it seems that situation is not getting any better. It's actually getting worse. 看来情况并没有变好，反而变糟了。Props says he has pursued bull sharks in his boat. 这个当时做这个鲨鱼研究的这位佛罗里达州大学海湾生物研究室的这个总监，他说他曾经驾船追寻过这个公牛鲨，结果呢，这些公牛鲨反而转头来袭击了他的船，所以他知道说这种动物非常的有攻击性。Screaming in background, Dr. Harrison and Ryan carried Elizabeth to shore. 终于，哈里森医生和这位女士的丈夫合力把她抬到了这个沙滩上面海岸 ，and set her down on the sand， 放到沙滩上。Smith dropped to Elizabeth's right side。那位当过救护车上的急救医护人员的 Smith， 他 drop to Elizabeth's side 这个短语 drop to， 他为什么不用说 get down to 呢 ？Drop to sounds quicker。当你说 get down to means it will take some time. It feels like you have to go down somewhere, right? It takes time. But when you say drop, that's like within a second. 这个地方其实简单的意思大家都看得懂。这个史密斯呢，他立刻就俯下身子在了 Elizabeth 的身旁。这个俯下身子为什么没有用 get down 或者说 bend down 这样的短语呢？用的是 drop to。大家知道 drop 就是掉落。会比你自己俯下身子这个感觉是快很多的，对不对？所以作者在这里描写的时候用了这个短语。你是在读的时候，你一下就知道它是非常快速就蹲下来了。Drop to Elizabeth's right side and pressed a towel onto her mauled pelvic area. 这个 mauled means broken, damaged， 就是损害的、损伤了的。就是他马上俯下身子，然后呢用一个毛巾。紧压在他的这已经伤到非常厉害的 pelvic area， 就他的骨盆的附近。当时不是说了吗？他当时在水里浮上来的时候，他的屁股上的肉已经被撕成有点像碎布条那种样子了，所以他的骨盆在不断的冒血，所以他用这个毛巾呢压着他的骨盆。Then Smith closed her hands into fist and pushed down with all her might on the crevice where Elizabeth's right leg met her waist。好，另外一位呢这个 Smith 他就 close her hands into fists， 就把这个手捏成了拳头。大家知道手捏成拳头英文怎么讲 ？Close one's hand into fists。然后呢 push down with all her might。 The word might here means strength。 这个地方的 might 呢意思是力量，相当于我们说的 strength。经常说全能万能的上帝 Almighty God， 这个 might 加上 y 就是形容词，表示全能的、有能力的 mighty。再把 y 去掉呢，就是名词，你把它理解为说能量、力量。所以这个时候，这个 Smith 他就把手捏成了拳头，用尽自己全身的力量压在这个crevice。crevice means crack， 就是我们说的裂缝。这个时候已经有一个裂开的地方了，哪里呢 ？Where Elizabeth's right leg met her waist， 就是她的右腿和她的腰部连接的这个地方出现了一个裂缝。这个时候他用手捏成的拳头一直压在这个地方。Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Leaning on the severed femoral artery to try to stanch the bleeding. 这样做的目的是什么 ？Leaning on 就是整个人身子都已经斜上去了，就不仅在用手的力量，是整个人的身子力量都压在他这个拳头上面。在哪里呢 ？On severed femoral artery. Severed means broken. Sever 意思是断了的。就它这个地方已经断了，什么断了呢 ？Femoral artery， femoral 大腿的 artery 是动脉，它大腿动脉也已经被咬断了。这个时候，他用尽这个 Smith 用尽他全身的力量，把手捏成拳头压在他这个大腿动脉，目的是为了 stanch the bleeding. The word stanch basically means stop, but most likely it's used within a situation where you want to stop bleeding. 这个 stanch 单词呢，大家知道它的原意就是停止、止住的意思，但绝大部分在使用它的时候都跟止血有关系所以一旦用到这个词，一般就是止血，就是做最大力量来止血。Mesa called 911 and relayed details of the injuries. 另外一个女生呢 ，Mesa 她就打电话给了911，就是美国的这个紧急电话，然后呢 relayed details of the injuries. Relay means what? Usually in our daily life, you have a relay race, right? That happens in schools a lot. 在学校里呢，经常会有开运动会，有个比赛叫做 relay 接力比赛。那在这里什么意思 ？Means she retells the situation to the 911 operator. 她把这个情况呢转述给911的接线员。这个转述就好像你把这个信息给接力过来了，然后再接给下一个人，叫做 relay。所以他就跟这个911的这个接线员讲了非常详细的受伤的情况。By this time, a man who identified himself as a Navy SEAL had joined them. 这个时候呢，又来了一位男士，这个男士identify himself as a Navy SEAL， 他呢自称自己是美国海军陆战队当中的特种部队，叫做海豹突击队的成员，他也加入进来了。And he was putting pressure on the other femoral artery. 他呢就也是用力的压住另外一个大腿的动脉血管。While Dr. Harrison's sister-in-law, Amy Jones, wrapped what was left of Elizabeth's left arm in a towel. 而与此同时呢 ，Harrison 医生他的 sister-in-law， 这可能是他的弟妹sister-in-law 在英文当中呢 ，brother 跟 sister 后面加了 in-law， 就是你亲兄弟姐妹的另外一半。你把它叫妹夫、姐夫弟妹什么嫂子，都是英文这么讲的，叫 sister 或者 brother-in-law。OK， 所以这个 Amy Jones 她呢就拿毛巾呢把 Elizabeth 她残留的左手给她包起来了。Judeman tried to keep Elizabeth awake， 而另外一位这个年轻女孩 Judeman 呢在试图让 Elizabeth 保持清醒 ，keep her awake。Ryan knelt at her side。这位女士的丈夫 Ryan， 他跪在他妻子的旁边 ，praying with her and telling her how much he loved her， 和她一起祷告，并且告诉她他有多么的爱她。See, in a Western culture, when you pray with somebody next to the deathbed or next to a sick person, that means you know the situation is not good. You know that this most likely could result in death. 在西方的文化当中呢，当你已经在一个人的旁边给他做祷告了，那也就意味着这个情况非常非常的危险，也就是说这个祷告的人应该已经预计到这个结果很可能是不好的结果。Dr. Harrison continued squeezing down on the brachial artery in her arm， 而这个哈里森医生呢一只手不停的在用手用力的挤着这个 Elizabeth 她的这个上臂的血管，因为她上臂已经被咬掉了这个在不停喷血，而且是动脉血管，大家注意artery 是动脉血管，也就是说你要是不捏着的话它会一直喷血，那这个人很快就死掉了。Trying to control the bleeding， 尝试控制这个流血。He tried to put a tourniquet， 这个 tourniquet 是什么东西呢？叫止血带，就是一个就是如果是专业医用的话，就是一个像绷带一样的东西，它紧紧的缠绕住你的流血的部位，用按压的方式来让你止血，叫 tourniquet。他尝试呢想给他绑上一个止血带，因为没有现成止血带。你看他用了什么他说 around the arms at the armpit。armpit 意思是我们的胳肢窝，就是腋下 armpit。这个词呢在英文当中还有一个用法means a place where nobody wants to go 它的另外一个英文的俚语用法呢表示一个没有人想去的地方，就是那个地方简直没有人想去，鸟不拉屎鸟不生蛋的地方，叫做 armpit。 So hey, where do you live? Somewhere in the armpit 你住哪儿？一个鸟不拉屎鸟不生蛋的地方 armpit。 好，它的原意是指我们的腋下胳肢窝这儿就他原本想从胳肢窝这儿到他的手臂这儿给他绑一个止血带，用什么呢？ First using a wet towel， 一开始想用一个湿了的毛巾给他绑， Then a Croquis sunglass strap， 毛巾绑的不行，然后用了什么？ Croquis sunglass strap。 If you notice, the word Croquis is capitalized。 这个 Croquis 呢第一个字母大写了，为什么因为它是个品牌的名字这是美国呢一个卖的还比较好的一个太阳眼镜的品牌，叫 Croquis。然后呢，这个 Croquis sunglass 呢，它的太阳眼镜它有个特点，它的眼镜后面有一条绷带一样的东西，就可以让你这个眼镜不会掉下来那个带子叫 strap。 所以后来用这个眼镜的带子试图帮他止血， Nothing worked， 都不靠谱，都没办法。 He continued pressing the brachial artery against the humerus bones in her upper arm， 所以他没办法，这个医生只能一直用自己的手紧紧的去捏住这位女士的上臂的动脉血管，而且呢是 怼在哪里呢？怼在她的 humerus bones in her upper arm。这个 humerus bones 就是我们说的肱骨啊。我们说中文有个讲法叫肱骨之城嘛啊，肱骨就是我们的大概肩胛骨这个位置，肱骨 humerus bones in her upper arm。The bleeding slowed， 终于这个流血稍微减慢了一点速度。But the towel became saturated with blood. Saturate means soaked or full of， 就是我们说的浸满了、充满了的意思。就整个那个毛巾啊，已经被血给浸湿了，浸得透湿。Soaked in blood. Saturated. 这个单词还有在哪里用呢？ We're talking about food safety, so that we should consume less saturated fat. 就是我们说的我们在吃东西的时候呢，要保持食物健康或者保持健康的话，我们要少摄入一些反式脂肪。反式脂肪英文叫 saturated fat， 这么讲啊，它就是一种完全脂肪，叫反式脂肪。Okay, so all around them, people, including Elizabeth's children, screamed. 这个他们周围的人看到这样的场景都禁不住，都是发出了阵阵的尖叫。真的是非常非常的危险的一个局面。到底他有没有被救回来呢？这个我们就到下次再说哈。好，下面请下面的观众。Let's see, the next person to get on mic is Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Jenny, are you there? Hello? Hello, Jenny? All right, maybe she's gone. Okay, I'm going to put on another person. Hey, Yuma? Hey, Yuma, are you there? Hello?
Hi, Barry.
Okay, great to hear your voice, Yuma. I missed you last time.
I was super busy.
I know.
Yeah.
You're probably busy because I know you love this program. That's why. I totally understand.
Of course.
No problem. Okay, Yuma, back to you. Do you like to go to beaches?
I have never been to beaches.
What? Really?
Wow. You know, I told you before I never. Actually, I got before I got this job, I have never gone to a different province.
Oh,
so
that's right.
I have always
Yes.
stayed in this province for my whole life.
Right.
Except when I got this job, then we have what's that? A summary of the year at Shenzhen. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's the first time that was the I don't know the cost was covered by my company. So
why.
So
okay.
I went to Shenzhen.
So you finally went to the beach, right?
I really like, and I've never been to the beach, but I'm really looking forward to have my first time.
Oh, when? At the end of this year?
Probably summer, I guess.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. It's like an annual seminar, right? Like an annual meeting in Shenzhen for your company. That's why your expenses are covered.
Well, that was last time.
Oh, last time. Sorry.
I didn't. I went to a different province in Guangzhou, but I never been to the beach.
Right.
Because it was winter and we only have one day there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
but this time you get the chance to go to Shenzhen, right?
I don't know, but when I said I was looking forward to my first time, I didn't mean to Shenzhen or any part.
Oh, okay.
Just some, I don't know, some expectation for my future. So to express that I love beaches, even though I've never been to there. I've been there.
Nice. Okay. Now imagine that you can go to a beach. What would be the first thing you do when you get there? You quickly take off your clothes and jump into the water, or you stay on the shore?
Well, I'm afraid of ocean.
Oh, really? Yeah. What? Really?
Yeah. Especially the creatures that that is swimming around you. I feel, and also I think for me, if I ever go to the beach, I will definitely wearing not swimming suits, but some, I don't know what's that, some
Goggles?
shirts.
Oh, yeah. Shirts. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think I will ever go swimming, and I think I will put on the sandals. Yeah.
Oh, put on sandals.
Because I'm afraid of touch the beach or the sand with my bare feet. That is so scary. Not because the ocean, the water, the temperature, because I'm afraid of this
like
insects
jellyfish
or like crabs or
right
shrimps.
right
And that's so creepy. Yeah.
the little creatures lurking down there.
Yeah.
Right
Scary.
that's true.
Have you ever encountered that? Will that happen?
No, luckily I've never encountered anything like that. I actually play with them.
Wow.
I went diving. I went
Wow.
snorkeling. Yes, I love
What
those
is
things. I love ocean. Snorkeling 叫做浮潜.
Oh.
Means you don't have an oxygen tank. You just kind of wear a goggle and you kind of swim in the ocean, but you kind of dive inside of the ocean, not on the surface. That's snorkeling. But you cannot go very deep because you don't have any, oxygen supply. I also tried scuba diving.
Mm-hmm.
Scuba diving is you have all those equipment. You have the oxygen tank, you have the breather that you put in your mouth, and then you dive underneath the ocean. You go deeper. Yeah, I tried both.
But you have to be able to swim to do that, right?
Right. If you want to do scuba diving, you have to first receive a training. And then when you're certified and when you pass the test or like finish the course, you'll receive a license that proves that you can scuba dive.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
I have the license.
A normal person cannot do that.
No.
Only
if you're just like a newbie
to.
or like a green hand, you can't do scuba diving, but you can do snorkeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, snorkeling is open to everybody, but scuba diving is not.
Like, where is the beach that you have been to? Like the best
two
beach?
places. One in Florida. The other one is in Thailand.
Which island?
Thailand.
Thailand? Oh,
the country, Thailand. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I went scuba diving in two different places. I love it so much because you're swimming among fish. And you can touch all the things down there. And luckily, I've never encountered any sharks. So, if that's what you're asking,
I don't think there is any. But I don't know about Florida, but I don't think there will be shark in Thailand, right?
Well, when I went scuba diving,
area?
my instructor told me that you rarely see any shark in that area. So there are some areas that are shark infested. So lots of sharks there. You don't go there. And then usually don't get out of that area to go to other places. So where we scuba dive is a very safe place, a very safe area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever surfed? Yeah.
Oh, I tried surfing, but I'm not really good at the balancing myself. So usually I would surf for like 5 seconds, then I fall into the water.
When I watched this documentaries about what's that place, Hawaii, I always amazed or like.
Oh yes.
I always by
those surfers are so amazing.
Surfing. Yeah,
even little kids, they can do something really amazing. Because they grew up there, they're with the ocean all the time.
Island boys.
I only go to the ocean like maybe once every 2 years or every 3 years, so I'm not that good. Yeah, if I live next to the ocean, I'm sure I will hit the ocean almost every day. I love ocean; it's beautiful.
Yeah, I also love ocean, but I'm afraid of like
I know those little creatures. I know,
not just little ones, but also the huge ones.
Yeah, you know what? There are different kind of love towards something. You love the ocean, you don't have to get into it.
Yeah, I definitely love the beach. Yeah,
right.
I always want to get tan.
Oh, really? Okay. See, boys don't really care about the color or the tone of your skin. You can get a tan.
Actually, I think for for Asian boys, I think we look better when we were
darker skin,
tanned.
Right? Yeah. It looks really healthy and energetic.
Yeah, because Asians we are called like natural tans. I don't think for Caucasians if they get tan they have to put on some medicine or something that is special, or otherwise they'll get burned.
You know what? They even invented a machine. Looks like a coffin. You lie in there. They close the lid, and they turn on the light, and then can get yourself tan in that machine as well. You pay money for that. So that's how Caucasians get their tan without going to the beach. So
Yeah, I'll definitely have my first time. I'm planning doing that. I'm planning doing that soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I
After
guarantee
all
you'll
these
love
stories
it.
you told.
I guarantee you'll love it. You love the
Yeah.
sound, the smell, the breeze, and everything. You have the full package.
The smell?
Yeah, you can even smell the ocean. The ocean has a very special smell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like I said, the breeze, the smell, the sound. Oh my goodness, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your recommendation for beaches in or like seas inside China?
Well,
Yeah.
if you go to if you are in China, I guess Hainan definitely the top choice. And then the other place you could go, like Shenzhen. If you go to Shenzhen, there are two beaches that are popular and famous in Shenzhen. They're called 大梅沙 和小梅沙.
Yeah.
They're really famous beaches in Shenzhen, and they're also very good to go. Yeah. So those places are also Thailand, definitely.
Well, Thailand, yeah. I think that going to Thailand is not will not be very expensive. I guess, yeah.
No,
the budget
it's not.
It's friendly.
It's very easy to go. Yeah, it's not expensive at all.
Wow.
You will really enjoy yourself in Thailand because everything is so cheap.
Yeah. Hope I won't be.
You won't be kidnapped and taken away by some people.
Kidnapped by something.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
I just pretend I'm not Chinese, so I'm not useful for them to scam people.
That's right. Okay. Well, again, before you go, the May holiday is coming. You'll have at least 5 or 6 day holiday. Do you have any plan for that?
These days have been very busy. I don't really have the time to think about it, but I think I'm gonna enjoy the holiday, I guess.
How?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy your holidays at home, or it's just like
either way is fine. I'm not very picky, but I think I will plan a little trip or something.
Oh, nice little trip.
But you know, holidays in China, if you travel, I think it will be super crowded, and I don't like being crowded.
Right, that's true. And maybe it's wise to stay home or only make a very short and like immediate trip next to your city.
Yeah,
let's just say like an hour driving.
I guess that works.
That'll be good enough, right? I agree.
Yeah.
And plus, you'll find out your city all of a sudden becomes kind of empty in your city. If your city is not like a tourist attraction, then your city will become empty. Then that might be the best time to enjoy your city.
Getting more and more popular, I guess, on the internet due to the due to some influencer. That is so
short video influencers, uploaders, right?
On TikTok, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everywhere is getting more popular because we have such a large population out there. And if you spread them averagely on each provinces of China, we still got crowded places everywhere. So that's not a surprise.
Yeah, I
guess.
That's true.
Well, again, find something that you really like and enjoy yourself. And most importantly, relax. Because I know how much pressure you take at your job, and sometimes that could be life-threatening. So relax. Enjoy yourself and have fun. You know what? Sometimes people get depressed because of their job. It might cause some other psychological problems, and eventually they will just, end their lives by themselves.
Wow. I hope that won't happen to me. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
If things get worse that I can't stand it, I will just, screw it. I will
No.
quit.
If things get worse, come to me. Come to my program and talk to me. I'm your friend, okay? I'll never abandon you, bro. I'll never abandon you.
Wow.
Talk to me whenever you need me, okay?
I don't even. I think I don't even have to actually talk to you when your program is only available Wednesday.
Once a week,
Sometimes
right?
I feel like relaxed by watching your old programs that is not participated by me. The very old ones that I haven't been there. So it's very interesting to finding out the history of
some
this
new stuff,
program.
Right? Where I come from.
Yeah,
that's great.
Totally.
You know what? If you ever want to have like a private chat or something, let me know. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll definitely let you know that. Sure, no problem. Thank you so much, Yuma. Thank you. It's such a blessing. Thank you. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming to the show. This is only the first part of the story. If you want to know what happens, we will continue in 2 weeks. Next week is going to be our movie English program, which is going to be executed on Tencent Meeting. 下周是我们的英文电影节目时间。 所以呢，下周我们会在腾讯会议上见。下周我们会继续完成这个故事。Again, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.